Hey everybody, this is Sarah Nichols. Just wanted to share a video of what I do. I am a financial coach, and just to let you know a little bit about myself, I have two children, and around 5 to 6 years ago, I started looking at Dave Ramsey, and he was talking about getting on a budget, getting out of debt, so you can give like no one else, and you have to really live like no one else, so you'll be able at one day to be able to give like no one else. And I thought to myself, it has to be something better. As a single parent, most of the time now, I did have go through two different divorces, so most of the time I was a single parent, so I was the only one who had income coming in, and it was really hard. Any single parents out there know that it can be really hard with the money that you got coming in, and I was living paycheck to paycheck, so it was hard to be able to save. But I said to myself, I'm gonna have to do this because it's got to be something better than this. And so that's when my journey started. So anytime I had income tax, refunds, any extra money that I can get in overtime or whatever, I can sell stuff because I used to enjoy selling on Facebook. I enjoy doing yard sales just to have extra income to be able to put towards my debt. So slowly, it just started working. It was still hard living in the Carolinas at the time, because in the Carolinas you have to have cars, you had to drive everywhere, and you just had to have a lot of extra that I had with paying my mortgage. So trying to get extra and putting it on that debt, it was a slow process. And then came across a company that said, they can help you with paying less that you owe on your bills and stuff. It was like a credit reporting or credit protection agency. And what you would do was you would stop paying all your credit cards, paying on your debt, and then you would give them the information, and they'll reach out to each company so they can start paying them, and you would just make the one monthly payment. But didn't realize, I guess I didn't think it clearly, because being in debt and having to pay and not having the money, you don't always think clearly. And so what I did was I went on ahead and signed up, stopped paying credit cards, stopped paying loans, and just started sending a monthly payment to them. But then, as you know, life happens, and I wasn't able to make the payment, so they stopped to go ahead and deal with me, to keep on calling the creditors to try to work out something, because at this point I was late, and I used to never be late. At least I used to pay the minimum payment. But so what happened was they stopped making the payments, and it hit my credit report. So my credit dropped down. I think I was like in the 520s or 530 or something like that, because I hadn't paid and I had got behind. So a long story short, how I got out of that, I worked on something, and they did give me some of the money back, not all of it, but some of the money, because they do actually keep the money, and they give you 30 days to say that if you want to keep the service or not. And that was in a fine print, and I didn't even read the fine print. I guess I was in just a state of trying to get out of debt. I don't know if anybody ever had that problem or went through that situation as a single parent, but that happened. So I got some of the money back, and I started calling the creditors, because they definitely was calling me. So as I was getting tax returns or extra money, I was just calling them, trying to set up settlement offers for them, and you pay a certain amount and it's settled, and you're paid in full, where they don't have any recourse or try to get those funds later. So that worked out best for my favor. So 5 or 6 years as the time goes on and stuff, and I would say June of this year, I'm living in New York at this time, and I had a home in South Carolina, so I wound up selling a home because I wasn't in South Carolina anymore. And with those proceeds, what I did was I finished paying off the rest of my debt. So I am debt free, everybody. So I'm excited about that, and living a debt free life. And if you haven't been there before, I would advise you that it might be one of the greatest gifts you can give to yourself, to have funds go in your account but nowhere to go. So now I can start building wealth. So I can understand if you're going through any financial problems. I've been through the credit reports, reporting agencies, dealing with all kind of debt. I used to work in finances, so I know stuff about checking, about savings, about retirement plans. So I've learned a lot, and now I'm going through the financial peace course with Dave Ramsey, so I could become a Dave Ramsey preferred financial coach. So that'd be awesome also. So I know what it feels like to be in debt, so I know what it feels like to not have enough to pay your bills or have enough for just different things that you have to pay. So I can understand, and I do care. Now, why do I tell you this? Because you should care too, and it's so much greater on the other side of debt freedom. It is so much better. Life is fuller. It's more happier. So you should care that you're worth it and deserve to have that freedom to not go to a job that you don't like, dealing with different people and the phone calls from the collections agency that you don't want to answer. So you should care that you can leave a legacy and that you don't have to not have an emergency fund. You don't have to live paycheck to paycheck. So when you get the paycheck, it's already gone because you have so many things you have to do with it. That's just not a good way to live. And it's so much, there is a way to come out of it and be better. So how can I help you? I can help you by training and teaching you, by coaching you on different ways that I've learned, the different things I'm learning through Dave Ramsey Financial Coach, and just life experiences, and just knowing and having wisdom of how to come out of it, because I have done that. So what should you do now? Now, if you're ready, and if you're interested in living a freedom life and to build wealth and get rid of all the shame and the pain of not being able to pay your bills or to be able to do something for your children, just inbox me. Let me know if you have any questions. We can do a free consultation where we can just get to know each other to see if coaching is something that you're wanting to do. So I would just say DM me or send me a message. Okay, I'll put my contact information at the bottom of this video. So just join me in this debt-free life and just start to enjoy. I'm planning on trying to travel. I'm planning on trying to just enjoy and live a life that's always pleasing to God, but also a life of freedom. Freedom, it does cost you something, but it's definitely worth it. So be blessed. Have a wonderful day. God bless. Bye.